The men have been talking quite a bit about the virgin and that they want virgins. They want women with low body counts. I'm going to explain to you energetically what it is that they're actually saying from the perspective of the goddess and why they truly want it, and no, it has nothing to do with purity at all. No one, whether male or female, wants to feel like they are the blame or being held responsible for what someone else has done. And since no one, and I do mean no one, wants to be responsible, held accountable, or made to pay for the mistakes of someone else, a lot of men have begun to parrot the same talking points. They want a woman with low body count. They want someone who's able to quote unquote pair bond. They're saying all of these things, and it just sounds like red pill loser speak, and I get it. But what they are actually saying is they want a woman who is tapped into the virgin frequency. And now there are virgin goddesses, and virgin has nothing to do with sexuality at all. In the goddess construct, in the divine feminine construct, virginal is dealing with and pertaining to who a woman truly is, the essence of who a woman truly is, and what matters to her, what is important to her. With that energy, she is tapped into what is called focused consciousness. And through that focus, she is able to manifest and pour all of her love, her energy, her divinity itself into whatever it is that she is growing or focused on. And she's able to completely be absorbed by what she's focusing on, and completely submit and surrender herself to what she puts her focus into. Men want that energy. They want your divine virgin goddess power of focused manifestation centered on them, and they feel like they won't be able to get it if you've been with other men, because then your energy is fragmented and it is not focused. They do not want that energy from you for any good reason. It is exploitative because they're not even consciously aware of it. They're speaking about it from a carnal perspective. They have no idea what to do with the energy, how to grow it, how to keep it in a healthy state, how to keep it in flow state. They just want to have access to it, because they know if they have access to it, they're then able to take that energy and do whatever it is that they want or need, which is why they want young virgin women who are unaware of their power, who will more easily be able to submit and surrender their focused conscious energy into a man for his purpose and his needs. And that is the promise of patriarchy. What is the promise of the goddess then? Because the promise of the goddess is not rob one for the sake of the other. The promise of the goddess is duality and balance personified, so that the masculine and the feminine are able to coexist, and the two can then become one with a healthy perspective from each. The unhealthy and imbalanced perspective wants a woman to center her focus power and to be completely absorbed in a man, not in herself, her true self, and what matters to her, which takes her out of focused consciousness and into servitude. The patriarchal myths about man's greatness and his purpose are what drives this. You see, focused consciousness is like an intense light beam. Yeah? If you have, say you have a high powered flashlight. I just saw something in the TikTok shop recently where, if you press it one way, it's a focused beam. If you press it another way, it'll light up an entire dark forest. That's crazy. And so focused consciousness is like that. It can go from a small stream to being able to illuminate an entire area that was previously darkened. And what patriarchy has taught men is that they deserve that focused energy to be poured into them. They need it. They cannot survive without it. But they're not often or always worthy of it either, nor do they want to be, which is why they want women who have not yet experienced men, so that it's easier to harvest that virgin goddess energy from you. Every woman has a part of her psyche, of her psychological being, that is virginal, that is undefiled, And that is a power source that she can tap into to focus on to bring her manifestations into fruition. What men want is for us to enslave ourselves to them so that we use our power for them. So we use our virginal focus power for their dreams, their goals, their hopes, their needs, their wants. It is inherently selfish. It is the manifestation of broken and diminished masculinity, which is easier for them to stand in than it is for them to stand in divinity, because divinity requires them to introspect, to look within, and to do their own shadow work. That is something that the greater percentage of human beings in general are not going to do, let alone privileged men. And this is why I wrote my 2 books, Thriving After Surviving and Surviving After Thriving, so that women can figure out how to tap back into that goddess consciousness to get out of survival mode and back into the divinity of thriving in their own organic, authentic, potent energy.